Our next speaker is going to be Sharon Rowe, president of Ecobags, CEO and founder. Ecobags is the original reusable bag company, founded in 1989. Ecobags is a woman-owned and environmentally focused business that provides fair wage, fair labor, natural, organic, and recycled products at affordable prices. Sharon has been written about in numerous publications, including Time Magazine and the Wall Street Journal, and was named Entrepreneur of the Year by Westchester County Business Council and received the Lillian Vernon Award for Outstanding Community Service. Sharon.
Hi, everybody. I'm actually a bit of a PowerPoint virgin, so you'll have to bear with me. Ecobags has been in the green space before the green space was the green space. So a lot of what we do in our office is exactly what was just talked about, and we just sort of do it organically. And what I wanted to address was not just the cost-saving measures and the sort of the community involvement, but why do we do this? We do this because we love where we live, and we hate when plastic bags wrap around our legs or catch us in the middle of the river or whatever, or when we see little bits of plastic when we're walking around our neighborhoods. This was actually put together to thank Pete Seeger, because I really do believe, he said if you get people down to the river, they'll see what needs to be done. And he built the Clearwater, people came to the river, and now the Hudson River is getting clean. So that's Mr. Pete. These are just pictures from the Hudson River. We go out in the morning. This is another local picture in Westchester County. We live amongst so much beauty. There's no reason not to get inspired every day to do as much as we can to make every step and to take every step possible to make sure not only we're moving in the green space, but we're really investigating whether something that's being talked about as green really is green. And I'll just go into that in just a moment. Here's another picture, actually from Martha's Vineyard, because we do travel beyond Westchester County. But it's one of my favorite pictures, so I thought I'd put it in. There was actually no plastics on this beach, and I haven't ever seen any. However, I was in Greece this summer, dove into a beautiful beach in Mykonos, and all I saw were plastic particulates in the water. That goes to the oxo-biodegradable plastics that people are touting. So there's a lot of greenwashing going on. But how do you know if you're busy running a business, which I am, we're in the middle of a recession, which I don't think has lifted that much, and you have to make decisions on a daily basis as to what products you're going to choose, what partners you're going to work with, and making sure your P&L looks good enough so the banks don't dump you. So here's Mykonos. I didn't go looking for this. We just wound up here, and it made us cry, like the old Keep America Beautiful, when they had the Native American crying, the tear dropping. Most of us are old enough to remember that. We were stunned. But there are a lot of things you can do personally that will change, that is a change in your behavior that you can then transfer to your business. And one of the big things that obviously we do is we bring our own bags to the store, because if we didn't, we'd be outed. But the truth is, when you go shopping and you bring your own bags to the store, and you not only bring home all your groceries, but all your produce, so you actually can take zero plastic home from the store. You not only can, pat yourself on the back and feel pretty good about yourself, but when you put everything away, you don't throw anything away. And if you've shopped really well in the store and picked out goods that don't have any packaging, you actually have very little trash at the end of the day from just your purchases as well. And those are just conscious choices that you have to make. And I would just challenge everyone to try to do that once when you go to the store, if you don't already, and see how many times you have to make a choice whether to buy something packaged or not packaged, recycled or not recycled, with phthalates or not phthalates, BPA, not BPA, etc. And then you know the kind of challenges you also have when you bring products into your own business. So that's my challenge to you. This is just a picture of the produce bags that we personally sell and sell all over the country. Just so, again, to reduce the amount of plastic at the produce section of a store. And lunch bags, cloth lunch bags, and some product shots. Okay, so I was in my local store the other day, and this is an area of great interest to me, because not only do we do reusable bags, but we're dipping our toes into the whole world of polylactic acid, or compostable plastics as they are called. And there's a lot of ways to look at this. There's non-GMO, non-food grade corn, there's tapioca, there's all sorts of things, biomass that's coming onto the market. And what I was noticing in the store is that this category hasn't really developed yet. But look at this category when you go to papers. You have all sorts of choices. So when we're talking about, you know, all the choices you make in hospitality and put on, I look at everything. I notice those Earthwise things. I pick up every cup I pick up, I look at the number, and there's more of me out there than you know. And your customers, whether you're in hospitality or just a straight-on business, are looking to you to partner with companies that they trust and believe are part of the relevant and authentic conversation in terms of going green, because people are confused and they're looking for leadership because they want to make the shift, because they don't want plastic wrapping around their legs at the local park. So here we are back to the beach again, just to say, we don't want this. Nobody wants this. And you can't control it unless every individual makes a choice at home and in their business. Okay, that's a cheesy shot that Danny asked me to take. we use regular mugs in our office. In fact, if someone brings, we have a small office, we only have 5 people coming in, and then we use subcontractors and whatnot. But if someone comes in with a polystyrofoam cup, I make them take it home. And I'm pretty obnoxious. And in Dunkin' Donuts, by the way, if you go and you get coffee, you can ask for the paper cup. Now, the dirty secret is the paper cup may have a BPA lining. So you have to go to the movie bagatmovie.com and you'll learn about that. So there's a lot of things that are hidden. You don't even know what's going on. It gets a little crazy. But that's Andrew, my VP of Operations, and he's pretty green. He's been bringing his lunch in a reusable lunch bag for the last 3 years. So the reason I'm putting this up here is clean up the planet one bag at a time. When you're choosing partners, you know, I'd like to say choose us, but we don't obviously do everything in the supply chain. You want to talk to those partners. You want to make sure that the goods that they're providing are not just green on the front end, but they're green all the way down, all the way to the beginning of their supply chain. And the way you ask them, find out about that, is you ask questions like, are you SGS certified? Can I see the certification? Or Bureau Veritas. You want to know that if you're handing somebody a green product, or you're going to incorporate that in your business model, that product has been created without child labor, in a fair and responsible environment, that all steps have been made along the supply chain to make sure that you're not really leaning or robbing another aspect of the environment or social component in order to deliver green. It's a much bigger picture than just turning on a light and changing your bulbs. You want to make sure whoever made those bulbs is being, you know, fairly compensated for the production of them. And I'm talking about the whole supply chain, and you can do it, you can ask it. And a lot of companies are moving in this direction. Some are fully rooted in it, and others haven't even thought about it. So just by talking about it, you're going to actually engage that conversation, that piece of the conversation. So I just wrote, lead with your values and you'll find value. And also when you look at your supply chain, if you're just crunching numbers, really understand what's the cost of throwing something away. You know, we all have a cost on that end, especially for those of us who have to actually pay for our garbage to go away instead of just putting it on the curb. But again, lead with your values and you will find the value. There's our logo. We've been cleaning up the planet one bag at a time since 1989. And that's it. As you mentioned, we actually brought some bags for you. They are actually 80%. See, this is where it goes to full transparency. They're 80% post-industrial, 80% recycled post-industrial, pre-consumer, non-woven polypropylene. Got that? What that means is it's a reused material that would have just gone into a landfill. It's been used again to make another bag, but it cannot be recycled again, but at least it's had one more life. Our goal is always to do cradle to cradle, but we have to meet the market where the market is, and so we offer lots of different opportunities along the way so that you can tell the story. So please take a bag and read the labels and talk about it with your friends and neighbors. Thank you.